Lewis Hamilton won the first sprint race of the season. Hi guys, the first sprint race of the season has come and gone. Lewis Hamilton won his first sprint race in F1, and Lewis Hamilton won the first sprint race for Ferrari in F1. What a race. He was able to control the race from beginning of the race to the end. Everybody's tired on medium tires, and Lewis Hamilton was able to start strong. He was able to cut out Max Verstappen's stretch right before the first turn, which was like a parabolica, so he was able to cut it out, took the parabolica well, got on the hairpin, took it out, stayed ahead for like 0.9 seconds, and from there he was able to manage the race. And as a tire whisperer we've known him to be in Mercedes, he was able to whisper the tires all through to a position in which he was able to gap Max Verstappen out, and from there it was just total control for him. He was able to set his pace, move ahead, and control the race from the front. There were times in which he was able to slow down, to slow Max Verstappen down, making Max Verstappen think Max Verstappen was getting closer to him to overtake. Those were times that he was facing the first tire peeling off phase, and by the time the tire peeled off, he was just straight in the air and was able to control the race. All true. A lot of overtakes at the back. Liam Lawson eating everybody like he was doing last year. He had two bangs, one with Bortoletto, the other with Jack Doohan. But I think he still needs to grow. There are so many things he needs to put in consideration as he grows, and it was a good race for him, coming from 20th on the grid to 14th on the grid. Good one for him. All the rookies finished the race and they drove a beautiful race. They all started on medium on the 19 laps, and I told you yesterday that Pirelli added a 1 psi to the tires overnight. That was certainly have an effect on the tires, so a lot of degradation was high. For someone like Piastri, Lewis Hamilton, they were able to manage it, but Lando Norris lost places at the beginning of the race like he did last year. He went from 6th straight up to 9th, and from there he struggled. He was able to come back to 8th position, picked one single point for the sprint race, so he's still able to be in the lead of the championship. And I think it's going to be disparities from this race to the next race, how we look at what these teams will do, because the Ferrari are looking strong. And looking at Lewis Hamilton's interview, Lewis Hamilton said coming from Australia, he's still learning the car though. He said coming from Australia, it was while Ferrari does their programming, their setup and everything, but now coming here, he had to tell Adami that no, Ricky, this is how I want the car to go, and he was able to get the maximum out of the car. And he now knows from what he said how to improve the car more, how to make the car better, and how to set the car up. Though there will be some mistakes somewhere, but he knows the car has potential and he can improve the car, which is a good news for Lewis Hamilton's fans. And let's see how the season progresses. But like we've seen in the first two races, we can see that this season is not a season of, oh, McLaren all through, oh, Max Verstappen all through, oh, this person all through. It's going to be a very, very dynamic and tight season for everybody. And as we are seeing, even McLaren themselves, they know that this is not going to be easy. This is not the way everybody said, oh, McLaren has the best car. They are like 1 second ahead. They cannot close up this, that. It's going to be a difficult task for them. And let us go into qualifying and see how the qualifying goes in. But Lewis Hamilton is bedding in. Williams struggled today. Williams would know where they are really today after the sprint race, because the two drivers were not in points. They struggled all through. Carlos Sainz had to pit, change tires. He was the only one that pit to change tires in the race, but it was a struggle for them. The VCAB put up a strong showcase, as in Yuki Tsunoda was able to stay ahead of Kimi Antonelli. Charles Leclerc struggled a little. I think from what he said, he went his own direction, but now they need to go Lewis' direction to see how it would favor him going into qualifying and into the race tomorrow. Kimi Antonelli, what a great race. That boy keeps showing that he has a big head on that body and there is a potential for him. But until the qualifying, and I tell you more, it's going to be a good one. I love you guys. Is the main qualifying for the race tomorrow. What the qualifying it was, and simply we had one of the octane heart-beating qualifying today. Oscar Piastri set a new all-time lap record, breaking the one that Lewis Hamilton set yesterday, about 2.5 tenths, and it was Oscar Piastri that took the pole. A quick rundown: Liam Lawson again out 20th on the grid, and I don't know, that guy is really suffering in that car, and I think that promotion is really affecting affecting him. It's getting into his head. It's difficult to drive that car. It's difficult to drive with so much pressure on him, and I don't see him surviving the next 10 races. I think Red Bull is highly biased and they are highly partial, especially for someone like Helmut Marko. Remember, I criticized Isaac Adja last week. Liam Lawson out, number 20th. Bortoleto out 19. Duan, Bierman, and Gasly out in Q1, with Lando Norris stopping the time in Q1. The Ferraris, we didn't really see them in the qualifying at all today. They lost the pace, and that is how Formula One is recently. You can be fast now and you can lose the pace anytime. And we saw the Mercedes were just out there. The racing bulls are so fast. They are out there. They are doing terrific jobs. In Q2, we had Ocon out, Nico Hulkenberg, Alonso, Stroll, and Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz has been a little bit weak in this qualifying and the races we've seen. He's still trying to bed into the team, trying to acclimatize himself and get better with the team. But the McLarens are just on point. Unlike yesterday, they had difficulty in putting their lap together because the car was not in the proper window. But this time, the car was in the proper window. They were able to shell out good times and they were just right on point. In the main qualifying 3, that's a Q3, we had Oscar Piastri shelling it out. George Russell splitting the McLarens. Now Norris came in third. Max Verstappen in fourth. Lewis Hamilton be right behind him. Charles Leclerc could right behind his teammate. The Racing Bulls, Isaac Adja qualified ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Alex Albon also in the top 10. It's going to be a wonderful race tomorrow. Now, what will determine this race will be strategy. How you can manage your tires and position will also help you in the race. So who wins that race tomorrow? The Mercedes are up front, they're out there. But Max Verstappen, you can't discount him. Lewis Hamilton in that Ferrari, you can't discount him. With what he did today, he's going to save some tires and he's going to push tomorrow. But we don't know how far he has lent the car, though he showed some good decent pace today. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.